WIKB, Iron River, Iron Mountain, Watersmeet. Now, here's Dr. Larry.
In order to have good health, you don't need a lot of wealth. So let's flex our forebrain and put some knowledge to the game, because today we're going to talk about, hit it, Pearl.
Dr. Larry brings you another segment of Did You Know?
CBD. It's become quite the topic lately. Gummies, topicals, tinctures, and more. How much do you know about CBD before or after buying it at the store? What about THC? It's become quite the topic lately. Gummies, topicals, tinctures, and more. How much do you know about THC before or after buying it at the store? There's a difference, you might say, or you have no idea either way. CBD versus THC. Let's bring in some level-headed sanity as it relates to these compounds and treatments of pain by paying close attention to our next guest. He's the owner and CEO of a pure, proven, and tested CBD product and company, which will be the main focus of our show today. So for the sake of simplicity, we'll call this segment Ask the CEO. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Dr. Larry. Super excited about being on your show today. I think we got a lot of great information on a topic which is confusing for a number of people. And to be honest with you, there are, in this industry, this plant is amazing, but there are some bad actors out there. And I want to make sure that people who are listening to your radio show, whether you buy product from me or from someone else, I want to just help you make the right informed decision and cut through the hype that's out there and get down to the science of CBD, how it helps out, what are cannabinoids, and what is the latest research from Harvard, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic on how CBD and other cannabinoids can help people out.
Joel, this is exactly why I wanted to bring you on the show. Folks, as you know, I bring guests on the show that I think can have a greater relevant public interest. And when it comes to, and you've heard me say over the time of the year, the wild, wild west as it relates to CBD and what's going on, I kind of was doing some research and discovered Joe, and he's the owner of this company, and like he's led off. We're going to get right to the mix of this, but before we're going to get to the big stuff, we got to get through some of the formalities out of the way first. Hey, Joe, give us your full name. Where did you grow up? Little educational background, previous career, which I do know one of the careers you had, which is interesting as well too. Let's launch into that first.
So, Joe Kryzak, grew up in California, and about 18 years ago, I left California at the perfect time. We are in North Carolina and moved when my two boys were young. Fantastic, great education system here. It's beautiful. And 2018, we moved out to North Carolina. 2018, I was working for Amazon at the time, and going through the corporate world as leading a large division of the Alexa team on Amazon, managing the portfolio, selling to relevant businesses, and good company, great opportunity, but I felt I wasn't giving back. I wasn't helping people, and I really felt with, we started a farm while I was at Amazon in California where I grew up, and I really saw some amazing benefits, how it helped out people from different backgrounds, different industries, saw it helping out people. And I thought in 2018, when CBD became legal, after the passing of the 2018 U.S. Farm Bill, that would be a great opportunity to get out of the corporate world, start something on my own, and give back to and help improve the lives and health of Americans.
Nice. Big career shift midway through, leaving the big boy world, which is owning and running your own company. which, like you said, too, with a passion, too. And that's, folks, you're going to find out. And that's typically how it goes in something like this. In Joe's case, coming out of obviously a big corporation and then starting up and running a business as well, too. You've got to have, there's a certain drive you have to have. And that's going to come through in the interview, too, as we go through what his company is and what he does. But before even that, Stirling Professional divides the market of CBD products by its quality and processes. Coming up, the types of products. We're going to focus on pain relief. Then later on, we're going to have a discussion on CBD, the brief history of cannabis, what is it, and we're going to describe the differences between hemp, cannabis, marijuana, and THC. Listen, why don't you give us a unique personal talent, hobby, or interest before we get into the meat of it?
So I swam collegiately at San Diego State. I was an athlete, always grew up an athlete, and athletics is still an important part of my life. But particularly, I am super, super proud father. One of my sons just graduated from NC State, where he played lacrosse. And in the last week or two, my youngest son just committed to Johns Hopkins, where he's going to play lacrosse. And that's one of the leading lacrosse programs in the United States. Coming from California, I hadn't really heard about lacrosse when I was growing up, but great sport. Kids are fantastic, and give all the credit to their mom. Their mom did a really good job raising them.
That's great.
Who I'm still married to, so she's my wife. So
that's nice, man.
Give all the credit to the wife. Hint, hint.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, my wife is my best friend. We have 6 kids, and you've like you said, the wives, boy, they do quite a bit of heavy lifting behind the scenes for us and for us guys, they're one of the anchors. That's great, man. And which was kind of cool. Like when we just met, when we were doing one of our pre-interviews, you had just found out the news about your son, and so awkwardly enough, we had just kind of met, and then you're like, hey, by the way, I got this great news a little bit ago, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, he's lacrosse. Now I don't think in the UP we have a lacrosse team up here, so. Hockey would be the biggest thing around up here. So it's like, but I think there's a similarities between hockey and lacrosse. I don't know why my brain wants to, link those two things together.
You're 100%. They're very similar games. One's just on ice. One's on a turf field.
For sure. Well, Joe.
Hitting, physical, stick work, all that stuff.
That's right. Why don't you give us the name of your business? And if you don't mind spelling it out for the folks as well, too, just so we have clarity on where we're starting about this business that you have and that you started. Give us the name of the business and where it's located. I know you've got a brick and mortar location, but we're actually going to get into the fact that this is not just a brick and mortar shop or business. It's more than that. But let's give us the name of the business and where you're located.
So it's the name of the business is Stirling Professional, stirlingprofessional.com. It's spelled STIRLING, professional, PROFESSIONAL.com. And we actually don't have a brick and mortar. All we sell to is to doctors and patients. We really tie ourselves into the medical community. We want to separate ourselves from the vape shops, from the gas stations who sell products that may not be tested, may not have the right quality, but we really tie ourselves to the medical community because we see this as a medicinal product to help people in 3 key areas: reduce pain, reduce inflammation, and sleep better. And so we're in 500 chiropractic offices across the nation, and there's great opportunity to work with you to help your listeners set up and check out our product.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that too. You said so. You got your corporate HQ, but it's actually not a place where patients go to purchase, and that's kind of the other element to Joe's business at Stirling Professional is it is for the professional side of the CBD and the pain and inflammation is definitely the main focus of the segment today, because obviously clearly that's a lot of what I see and what a lot of the public has. There's the sleep element as well too, and feel free, folks, to check out his website even as you're listening to Joe go through his company. And with the essence of the business, I think you kind of hit the differentiating factor there, and that's really where I wanted to have you launch into this is my term. This is not a dope shop. This is a professional organization selling, filtering through professionals like chiropractors, and then patients that can also that will benefit from the product. Types of products, and focus on the pain relief. Just kind of wrap our minds around the theater of the mind of the types of products you sell for pain and inflammation relief. Topicals, whatever it is you got there. Let's go through a little product list first, and then we're going to jump into a CBD discussion. And Joe's going to go through some history of cannabis, what it is, and some differentiating factors between CBD and THC. But let's just kind of go through just a quick hit product list for us before we get into the CBD discussion.
Yeah, so our bestseller easily is a CBD magnesium balm. So to be honest with you, Dr. Larry, it ain't that hard to make a CBD lotion. It's harder to make a CBD lotion that is medical grade, that includes not only the CBD, which is a fantastic ingredient, but also ingredients that humans have been using for millennia to help reduce pain and inflammation. Great example, again, the magnesium balm. It has 2,500 milligrams of CBD. We use magnesium we get from Dead Sea salt. So super bioavailable. Magnesium topically is wonderful to reduce joint pain, inflammation. Arnica, eucalyptus. There's cinnamon, clove. It's non-greasy, goes on super easy, absorbs extremely well. But for sore joints, arthritis, the magnesium balm is a fantastic product that helps out with to reduce the inflammation. And unlike a lidocaine or just a menthol product, our products are designed not only to mask the pain, but actually reduce the inflammation, which is causing the pain. And that's what those ingredients will do. The other great product is a muscle gel. So you think of magnesium balm is great for joint pain, arthritis. Magnesium balm has a warming, cooling effect. It's not hot like an icy hot, but it has a nice warming and cooling effect. We use capsaicin. Capsaicin is the compound in chili peppers, which make them warm. Camphor, eucalyptus, witch hazel, white willow bark. White willow bark is, of course, what aspirin was originally made of. All organic ingredients. So the muscle balm is fantastic for helping out sore muscles. It's great pre and post workout. So if you're either going to the gym or going out and having a hard day's work outside, throw some muscle gel on pre workout, and you get a great workout, and your muscles are activated, and you get a better workout than you could than just doing it post workout. So muscle gel is a fantastic product also.
Fantastic. And I want to go back up to the top of the list, because you said it and I caught it, because I know what to listen for. And folks, I know you know too, to kind of hear things, and I know how information will fall on different people's ears a different way, but I want to underscore and highlight one thing Joe brought up right at the beginning when he talked about the magnesium balm. You said it's a menthol versus the active ingredient that actually treats the inflammation component. So repackage that a different way and explain that a different way, because there's a lot of topicals out there that feel like they're doing something, but they're actually not treating the inflammation. If you could just kind of repackage that little beginning part again and say it a different way, but in a sense the same message.
All right. Yeah. So lidocaine is a great masking of nerve pain. what lidocaine does is it literally numbs the nerves a little bit. So you feel like you're getting, and you feel a little bit of heat from, or coolness from menthol. Those are masking the pain, but not necessarily reducing the inflammation, which is the root cause of the pain. As opposed to magnesium, magnesium is fantastic topically because you can do it on spot areas. It absorbs quickly into the joints, and magnesium really helps out with reducing the inflammation, which is causing the pain, instead of just masking it. So you see fantastic results, and you see a great reduction of inflammation, as opposed to just hiding it, which will come back as soon as the other ingredients wear off.
And I've got a quick question, because this actually would be a question that was from a patient who was in the topic, knowing that you were going to be coming on my program. And this would involve, as far as your products goes, the milligrams. You'd mentioned the milligrams as far as the balm, the magnesium balm goes. In the pure extraction, and we're going to get into that in just a minute, but how close are you to the actual milligrams that's in your product versus, let's say, some margin of error? I mean, are your milligrams your milligrams? Because a patient asked me, she says, well, Dr. Larry, I know it's all over the map when you buy sometimes these other products on there. It's like, and she was talking about gummies in particular. She says some have the milligrams this way, but then it's different when you take it again. And so she said it just seems to be all over the place when it comes to milligrams. How tight is your margin of error as far as the milligrams of CBD within your product?
So the good news is that each one of our products, each batch is independently tested. So when I make a batch in our facility of magnesium balm, we get that tested, and all of that testing is on a COA. That COA attaches to a QR code on the product. So you can actually, using your phone, take one of our products, go scan the QR code on the back, and go to that independent third-party testing that shows you exactly how much CBD and milligrams are in that particular product. Great example of our magnesium balm and the muscle gel. They both have 2,500 milligrams of CBD in it. We don't use THC in lotions. You don't need to use THC in lotions because THC is psychoactive. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you know exactly how much is in each of the products, and it is independently tested, as opposed to some other places that you buy products. It might say 2,000, might say 1,500, but is it really? You don't know. But with Stirling products, you do know, because you can see the independent third-party testing, which shows exactly how much is in that product.
Perfect. Thank you. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit. Now it's going to seem, folks, like I'm going in reverse as far as the structure of this goes, but I wanted Joe to kind of bring out the products first. I kind of wanted to give you like a nice little, okay, this is this is what he has, this is what the lineup is, but we're going to go into the discussion now, and this is going to kind of take up a chunk of the rest of the show about CBD. And what Joe's going to do, well educated in this field here, and again, I've fully admitted, prior to doing my own independent research, I had preconceived notions. When I heard CBD, I thought automatically CBD, THC were the same thing. Had some, erroneous beliefs as well. So what Joe's going to do is he's going to give us a brief history of cannabis and what it is. And then after that, he's going to describe the difference between hemp, cannabis, marijuana, THC, and then we're going to get back to the pain again too. So why don't you launch us into some brief history of cannabis and what actually it is?
So cannabis has a unique relationship with humans. I say that for a few reasons. Number one, it most likely was the first domesticated crop that humans started growing. So why is that? Why is it the first crop that did start growing? Because early humans found that the cannabis plant provided all of the necessary components which are needed for early human success. They would use cannabis fiber for a rope. They would use it for clothing. They'd use it for tents. It would feed their animals, right? So the cannabis plant grows very fast. Right? It's called weed for a reason. It grows fast in many, many types of soil. So most likely was the first domesticated crop that humans grew for all those reasons. Number two, when I say the term cannabis, a lot of people think that cannabis refers to marijuana, and that is not correct. So the term cannabis, within the species of cannabis, there are two different breeds, I would say. One is marijuana, one is hemp. So both hemp and marijuana are both cannabis, just like a Labrador and a Chihuahua are both canine. Through selective breeding, humans have taken the cannabis plant, and there's different species of the cannabis plant. There's sativa, and there is indica, but specifically I'm talking about hemp and marijuana. Marijuana was grown to maximize the flower on the plant. So, they'd call it the buds, right?
Yep.
People would interbreed a plant with large flower with a plant with large flower. Due to generations, you'd get a marijuana plant, high THC, as opposed to a hemp plant, which was grown and bred to maximize the biomass of the plant, to get the fiber, to get the bulk of the plant to help people, again, early humans in all those areas. Some important differentiators: in order for me, Stirling professional, to be federally legal, I need to use the hemp plant. It's called industrial hemp. It needs to be, there's a few parameters which are absolutely critical. Number one, it needs to have less than 0.3% THC by weight, from seed to growth to sale. I can never have high THC product. And I oppose that to dispensaries that want to maximize the amount of THC. Right, we want to get people high. Our products are designed to minimize the amount of THC, because by keeping the THC very low, number one, of course, I'm federally legal, but number two, it allows me to maximize the amount of CBD and other cannabinoids, which are critical for proper human functioning. So what do I mean by proper human functioning? Well, according to Harvard Medical School, cannabinoids in the endocannabinoid system, which we can talk about right after this, most important system in your body to maintain homeostasis, maintain balance. So within the parameters of marijuana dispensaries, I see them, honestly, Dr. Larry, I see them as my enemy, right? I do not believe in high-dose THC products. I think they're probably better than alcohol, but by maximizing the amount of THC, you take away all the important components which are necessary for proper body functioning and success within our product.
Joe,
so that's a big philosophical difference between Stirling Professional and other cannabis companies you see out there.
Joe, and you just parachuted directly in the middle of the conversation exactly the information that I am asking you to educate the folks about is it's a complete flip. It's the maximizing the CBD benefit and absolute minimizing the THC pharmacological effect of that. So therefore, the product is designed based on the intent from the at the initial stage of where it's grown to its maturity for the benefit of pain reduction, inflammation reduction, etc., not the other way around to just get high. And that's exactly the information I wanted dropped right in the center of this conversation. Perfect. So that was part 1 of our interview with the CEO of Stirling Professional. Part 2 of the interview is coming up next week, and we're going to keep diving deeper into this subject. And Joe, pretty knowledgeable guy on the atmosphere of CBD, THC, marijuana, etc. Have a good day, boy on the board, and I'll see you next week, everybody.